Good morning, children. Today we are going to read a poem about a city at night. About a city at night. Before reading the poem, let me ask you a question. Can you please describe a city, or can you please tell a few words about a city? Yes? Yes, a large number of people live in cities. Yes? So it is very crowded, right? Yes. Then yes, it's what? It is high facilities are available in cities like malls, then metros, railway station, airports, we can see in cities. Then, yes, we can see huge buildings like flats, apartments in cities, right? So this is the common thing we can find in cities. Okay, so shall we start the poem? Yes, the name of our poem is City at Night. What's the name of our poem? City at Night. And the name of the poet is Mary Britton Miller. The name of the poet is Mary Britton Miller. So first, let me introduce the poet. Okay. Mary Britton Miller was born in 1883 in New London. She spent most of her life in New York. She wrote many books as well as collections of poetry. She wrote under the pen name of Isabel Barton. Pen name. What's the meaning of pen name, children? Okay, I will tell you. Pen name is an assumed name used by the writers or authors instead of their real name. Okay. Then her first book of poetry was Songs of Infancy. Okay, this is about the poet Mary Britton Miller. Now let's start the poem. So here in this poem, the poet describes how the city looks at night. Okay, now all of you please take your book, page number 12. Keep your pointing finger on the line. Let me read first, then explain one by one. Okay, shall we start? Okay. When the night begins to fall and the sky begins to glow. The meaning of these two lines are, when the night begins, it was dark everywhere, right? At that time the sky glows. How? Because of the moonlight. Okay, moonlight as well as the stars. That's the meaning of the first two lines. Now look at the next lines. You look up and see the tall city of light begin to grow. The meaning of these two lines are, the people living inside the apartments and flats in cities, right? They slowly turn on their lights one by one. When the night falls on the city, the people who are living in the apartments and flats slowly turn their lights on one by one. Okay, now see the next one. In rows and little squares, the lights come out. The light of these apartments thus comes out in golden rows and columns like squares. When the people switch on their lights, these lights come out in golden rows and columns like squares. First here, then there. They don't follow any pattern. The lights which is coming out from these apartments and flats, they don't follow any pattern. The lights are switched on randomly. Randomly means not in order. Some here, some there, like that. Behind the window panes, as though a million billion bees had built their golden hives and honeycombs above you in the air. The meaning of window pane means the glass windows. The windows which have glasses, that's the meaning of window pane. Then hives, the home of bees. And honeycombs means the arrangements of holes inside the hive, isn't it, to collect honey? Yes. So now let me describe these lines. So behind the window panes, so as they are not following any patterns, the lights are coming out through the glasses of the windows. All these lights from glasses in a window appears or looks like a million billion bees who live in their hives and honeycombs above the earth's surface. So the lights coming out from the glasses of these windows from these apartments flats looks like a million billion bees who live in their hives and honeycombs above the earth's surface. From here, if we look there, it looks like the bees who are living in honeycombs and in beehives. Okay, that's the meaning of this last 4 lines. Let me repeat. When the night falls, it was dark everywhere. At that time, the sky starts glowing with the moonlight and stars. The people who are living inside the flats and apartments slowly turn on their lights one by one. The lights of these apartments thus comes out in rows and columns like squares. They don't follow any pattern when they switch on these lights. They switch on these lights randomly, not in any order. So all these lights from the glasses of these windows appears or looks like billion bees who live in their beehive or honeycombs above the earth's surface. That's the meaning of this poem. Let me read once again. Please, all of you, keep your pointing finger. Okay. When the night begins to fall and the sky begins to glow, you look up and see the tall city of light begin to grow. In rows and little golden squares, the lights comes out. First here, then there, behind the window panes, as though a million billion bees had built their golden hives and honeycombs above you in the air. Is it clear, children? Okay, now let me introduce one more thing. You know rhyming words? What is the meaning of rhyming words? Yes, the words that have the same ending sound. Is it clear? So, in poetry, it appears at the end of every line. It appears at the end of line. See this in the last word. See the last word in this first line. Fall. At the same time, see the last word in the third line. Tall. See? Fall, tall. Both these words ends with the same sound. Both these words ends with the same sound. So, it's a rhyming word. Is it clear? Then, any other rhyming words can you please find out in this poem? Yes? Any other? Yes. Glow, grow. See? Glow, grow. Both ends with the same sound. These are called rhyming words. So, the rhyming words are words with the same sound, ends with the same sound, and usually it appears at the end of lines in poems or in songs. Okay, this is about rhyming word. Okay, that's all. Thank you, children.